Yo guys, welcome back to my channel, and excuse my hair it's a little bit crazy right now.
I run it up, they busy running they mouth. I'm a real ass, rich ass bitch from the south.
So as you can guess from the title, I actually thought about doing or not this video because this is a little bit weird. Like, came here on internet and exposed my whole life like this. I really enjoy other people's videos, so I decided to make my own video about it. And as you can guess from the title, I lost my V card at a very young age. So first of all, I'm going to explain how I met this guy. Let's call this guy A. I went to a new school. I was the new girl, so pretty much everyone noticed me there because I was the new girl. You know what I'm saying? I made a few friends and I met this guy. Let's call this guy Blue. So I made friends with Blue, and he was also friends with A. And A happened to be the cutest boy in school. He was very, how can I say, unreachable. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never dated a single girl in that school because he always had girlfriends out of school. I was obviously into that guy too, but I never thought that he was actually into me. I was in my life, I was minding my business, and this friend of mine, Blue, one day came to me and he said like, "Oh, you know my friend A, right?" And I was like, "Yeah. He wants to meet you." And I was like, "Nah, that's not possible." And he was like, "No, it's you. He wants you to meet him near to the lockers after school." And I was like, "Okay." I went to the last class. I was shaking. I was in 7th grade. I was 13 years old and he was a freshman. He was 17 at the time. So in my mind, there's no way that a guy with 17 years old, cute as fuck, was into me. After class, he was waiting for me and I passed through him and I didn't say a word. He was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck she's doing?" So the next day, my friend Blue came to me again saying like, "Hey, why you act rude? Like, you passed for him, you didn't say shit, like he wants to talk to you." And I was like, "Man, I just freaked out. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do." And he was like, "No, dummy, like he wants to meet you. Like all the girls in school want to meet him. He wants to meet you and you don't say shit." Like, okay, he wants to meet you again at the same place this afternoon. So after school, I went meet him and I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry for yesterday, but I was a little bit nervous and this and that." And he was like, "Hey, that's okay." That was actually kind of sweet, so that's okay. We started talking and he said, "So you're 15, 16, right?" And I was like, "No, I'm 13. His face, he was like, you 13? And I was like, "Yeah, so but if you want to stop talking to me, I totally get it, like that's fine." I was like, like you didn't know. And he was like, "Nah, you cute." He added me on MSN. We started talking. After we kissed for the first time, and was my first kiss, like my first real kiss was with him too. So we started dating, and pretty much everyone in school already know that we were like boyfriend and girlfriend. One weekend he asked me out, like, "Oh, let's just take a walk and get some ice cream or something." We were like walking make out, walking make out, walking make out. And I was new to this whole attachment game. At the time I was pretty innocent. I didn't know how to act. And he was like 17, so he actually was sexual active, and he already had girlfriends that they had like normal relationships for 17-year-old. And I was 13. I was a baby. Right? That afternoon was actually so intense. I felt my hormones just popping all over my body. And like in the end of the noon, he told me like, hey, my parents are not home, so do you want to go to my place? And I was like, we're fine here, like, we're fine. I was freaking out because I thought like, right now we're making out on the street. And he wanted to go home for what? And I was obviously not prepared, but at the same time, I was scared to reject him, so he rejected me after. We went to his house. He was acting like normal, like that this is normal. And I was like, hey, you know that I'm a virgin, right? Like I'm 13, like you didn't expect me to be like. And he was like, yeah, that's okay. There's plenty of other things that we can do without, you know? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't know shit about sex. At the time, I didn't ever watch porn. And I didn't know what it was like. How can I say this in here? Blow whistle? I didn't know shit about it. So he told me about it. We did some of the stuff, not all that he told me about it because I was scared, but we did some of the stuff. And after that, I immediately fall in love with that guy. I was like, oh my God, I'm in heaven and you are the one, you are my king. I was feeling like a princess. I was feeling like this is God on earth. After that, he walked me home. After all the things happened, he started to act really shady and really weird. Like, we didn't have sex. Yeah, we didn't have sex. And he was like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I swear to God, immediately know that wasn't good. Like, we need to talk, and my heart stopped. Actually, my heart stopped because I was so in love. I was so like, I was almost crying with all the emotions, and he said, we need to talk. And he started saying like, you know, I broke up with my girlfriend and it was not too long ago, and I feel like for somehow I still have feelings for her, and I don't want to mess up with your feelings. I don't want to, like, all this stuff. And I was like, why in hell you let all these things happen and then you saying this? You couldn't just break up with me like before all this happened. Like, I was so heartbroken, man. Like, my whole world was falling apart. I spent like a miserable week. He didn't reply my text. He didn't answer to my phone calls. Like, he even blocked me on MSN and didn't spoke to me on school. So I was really hurting. After 1 week of this whole situation, on the weekend, I was like, no, hell no, I can't be like this. Like, I always been like a funny kid. I always been like super this and that, and I'm not gonna let one guy destroy all the joy that I used to have. Monday comes and I went to my school with this brand new attitude, with my new outfit, and I was like,
milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours.
he was like shook. He was like, what the fuck? He tried to text me, he tried to call me, he tried to talk to me at school, but I never ever replied. He went talk to me at school like, hey, how are you doing? You're doing fine. You just like, you get over it. And I was like, yeah, okay, bye. If you watch my videos, thank you so much, because you made me discover my inside bad bitch. He tried to talk to me like multiple times, and I remember I was at home and he reached me again through MSN asking me like, hey, I want to go on a date with you, like, but this time for real. So I accepted. We started dating again, and this time was for real. We dated for about 1 year, and then I broke up with him. Karma is a bitch, huh? We dated the whole year, and then spring break comes, and I started to went to his house more. He spent like 6 months dating me without having sex, and at the time I didn't notice, but right now, like, as a sexual active person, dating somebody for 6 months without having sex, we need to like that person a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because he was actually cute. He waited till I was ready. I was at his house and I said like, yo, I'm ready. And he was like, you what? I remember that I thought like, you've been waiting for this like for 6 months, and right now you acting like you don't want this. What the fuck is wrong with you? So I take all my shit and I went home like feeling like he's rejecting me. But in the next day he texted me like, come over to my place. I went to his place, and I swear to God, that guy opened the door. There was candles all over the floor guiding to his room. On his bed, he got roses all over the bed, candles all over the room, and this song.
You'll cry the blackest tears tonight.
Yeah. And he held my hand and he told me like, hey, that's why I didn't want to do nothing with you yesterday, because I wanted to be special. And I was like almost crying, like, oh my God. I was like at that stage again, like I'm so in love. Much better. We started making out, take off our clothes, blah, 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 all this and that. And right before he was like ready to put the shit on me, I was like, no, stop. This is going to hurt and I'm not ready. And he was like, okay. But then I was like, okay, do it. And he was like, you're bipolar or something? I'm gonna just stay quiet. And he told me that I was like, okay, didn't hurt. You know, when you're tasting like a new food that you never ate before, you're like, this is actually good. No, it was like this. After that, we were like almost addicted. Like we started doing it everywhere. Okay, I'm not gonna get into details, but that was my story, how I met my first boyfriend and how I lost my V card at 13 years old. I hope you guys like it. If you like, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next video. Bye.